Hello, Alicia Moreno, week, I don't know what week it is, 6, 7, Honors 2301. This week we had 2 articles to read and part of a video. The first article was about a woman who is a former admissions counselor for Ivy League college who set up a business to help students of wealthy families get into these Ivy League colleges. So the discussion was, should that be legal? Obviously, only parents of means can afford to get those services for their children, and so then that perpetuates cycles of power based on access to resources that are based on your money. For her services, she charged anywhere from $15,000 to $40,000, depending on how early in your life you started. And she made her case for why it's just another business and why it shouldn't be illegal. And it's not illegal, but the discussion was, should it be legal. The second article was about a concept called dream hoarding, and it introduced some interesting new concepts to me. I've never seen the idea beyond the 1% being the rich part of society, and this really illustrated that it's the top 20%, the upper middle class, where the real skew is happening, or the real division in classes. And the video was the author of the book that this article was talking about. So it was 40 minutes of him talking about giving like real qualitative and quantitative data on what this concept was and how it's really easy to mask data to make you think that you don't even fit into that class, whether it's by construct or accidentally, which I can't imagine that it's accidental. I also really liked, I'm interested in research in the areas of social mobility, and the concept of generational mobility, which I've always called cultural capital, is very intriguing to me. And he really broke down a lot of steps that are part of that, including the other big thing was he likened it to the class system in the UK and showed how the United States is starting to do the same thing that the UK has historically done, and now we've even surpassed them by the way that we are separating people into classes. Originally, as Americans, we had big problems with anything having to do with a monarchy or an inherited power, but we've actually set up systems that have basically guaranteed the same thing, even though it's not a title. He even made mention that when he became a citizen, he had to sign documentation that if he had any status or class or royal title, that he was giving up all claims to those things. So we even still hold that to be an important value, but we've still created those systems internally, even though it's not through a monarchy. It's we have a meritocracy based on currently an oligarchy, but that's a different discussion. But the way that he really plainly showed the data really changed my mind about a lot of things, including the concept of, or the danger of meritocracy, of saying that we are a meritocracy or trying to live that ideal. So all of these things together, really tie into the concept of equity and fairness and societal cycles of power and control. And I really enjoyed these 2 readings in this video the most so far this semester.